In this tutorial video, we'll be looking at the dartR data management panels. There are three data management panels. We have data loading, current dataset, and dataset options. These are all available at the top of all dartR domain pages. So if you change domains, you will always see them at the top. These management panels allow you to load, manipulate, and manage your genetic datasets and metadata information to prepare them for analysis. From here, you can load SNP, Silica Dart, and metadata files, review summaries and statistics of your dataset, assign populations and genomic information. Then you can also filter, subset, search, edit, and sort individual and locus metadata. First, we'll look at the data loading panel. This is where we choose the dataset that we are going to analyze. There are a few options for loading data. Firstly, we have the Select Testing Dataset option. This is a drop-down list and it includes all of the datasets that we have already imported. We also have Loading from Computer and Loading from OneDart options. And both of these are split into SNP data and metadata options. It should be noted that for SNP data, we have 14 supported formats. We will show them on the screen for a second, but you can also refer to the documentation for more information. For metadata files, they should always be in CSV format. And CSV always needs to contain an ID column that corresponds to the IDs in your Dart report. So, if we choose a drop-down for an existing dataset, we may choose the Bandicoot dataset that we previously uploaded. So we click there, and we can see that the current dataset panel shows the relevant statistics. We'll go more into that later, but for now, it shows us that we have successfully loaded the current dataset. Next, we will be looking at loading SNP data and metadata from the computer. For the SNP data option, we click the Browse button, and we're going to upload a platypus dataset. So we just click the file, and then open, and we have the same thing here. We can see this dataset is loaded. If we want to load a metadata file for the relevant dataset, we can do that. We can also click and drag. So for this platypus dataset, we have both the report data and the metadata uploaded. Now we've reset dartR, and we're going to load the SNP data and metadata from OneDart. So for the SNP data, we'll click the Browse button, and as you can see, it's brought up my personal OneDart data cloud. We have some files that we can upload in the workspace. So we just double click on the one that we want to upload. In this case, again, it's the platypus report. And that has successfully loaded. We'll also upload the metadata report from OneDart. So we click the Browse button, and the file is at the top, so we just double click that. And it has uploaded as well. Next, we'll look at the current dataset panel. Here we can see a display of the summary of the dataset that is currently loaded into dartR. This allows you to confirm that the correct data has been uploaded before running an analysis. It contains the following information. We have dataset name, number of individuals, number of populations, number of loci, and missing data. We also have two interactive tools that are available to search, sort, edit, and delete the metadata of individuals and loci, the individual metrics, and the locus metrics. We'll go more into them in a second, but first we'll look at the population management section. So in this section, we will find a sortable population table with population names and the number of individuals in each population. In this particular example, we have the platypus dataset. The platypus individuals come from three populations, 7 above, 7 below, and tenterfield. And on the right, we can see the number of individuals in each population. If I want to quickly remove some of these for our analysis, for example, I can click on 7 above, 7 below, and click on drop pops, and we are left with the tenterfield population. We can also do that in the reverse way If we select the one we want to keep and click Keep Pops, it will remove the others. Now we'll look at the individual metrics. We click Individual Metrics, and it's only showing us 10 out of the 81. So we'll open up our list. And now we have a full list of all the individual platypuses from this dataset. The Individual Metrics view displays detailed individual metadata and quality information. It's searchable, sortable, editable, and filterable. And it allows you to closely inspect each individual and edit fields in the dataset before analysis. The columns available here will depend on your particular dataset, but might include something like individual ID, population, latitude and longitude, microchip, weight, sex, age class, plate and well location, or any other identifiers. We can search through the individuals using the search field in the top right corner. For example, if I want to search by plate location, I can just start typing one that's available. As we can see, we have all of these results showing up, and if I search for the plate 2A6, we have this specific individual. If I want to delete this specific individual, I can select it and choose Delete. If I want to restore a previously deleted individual, I just select Restore, and it will reappear. We can download the results of our filtered view as a CSV, an Excel file, or an R file, and that file will be available in my Downloads folder. And next we'll look at the Locus Metrics tool. Functionally it's quite similar, but here we're looking at detailed sequence and genomic information for each SNP or genetic marker and dataset. This view is essentially for assessing locus level quality prior to filtering and analysis. Again, the fields will depend on your dataset, but would typically include something like allele ID, clone ID, allele sequence, trim sequence, chromosome assignment, and SNP position. And here you can filter, search, delete, restore, and download in the same way as you do in the Individual Metrics tool. Next, we're going to look at the Dataset Options panel. Here you can configure how your dataset is interpreted and filtered before analysis. So what we need to do is assign our column from our dataset. First, we're going to assign the population. So we'll use this Assign Population drop-down to map the metadata column to population groupings. This defines how individuals are grouped for population-based analysis. In this case, for the platypus data, we select the drop-down and choose the pop column. Next, we use the Assign Chromosome option. This will specify which metadata column defines the chromosome for each SNP, and this enables chromosome-level filtering and genomic plotting. In this case, it is this option here. Next is Assign SNP Position, which contains the physical position of each SNP along the chromosome. This is required for genomic distribution plots, linkage analysis, and position-based filtering. In the platypus dataset, it's this option here. We also have the Subset Loci at Random slider, which allows you to randomly select a subset of loci from the full dataset. This is useful for performance testing, quick exploratory analysis, and also demonstrations and training. So now that the dataset has successfully been loaded and configured, we can proceed to apply quality control filters, run basic and advanced statistical analyses, or generate visualizations and reports. For example, let's run the basic statistics function. We're already on the data overview domain page, and the function is set here, and we can run that. So now we have the summary statistics of the dataset. This is the end of the data management tutorial. If you need more information, you can refer to the online tutorials and user guides, or reach out to us for more information.